Are you a financial advisor guilty of one of these 4 common mistakes during your virtual meetings? I spend all day talking to amazing advisors like you, so chances are yes. But we're gonna dive into exactly what these 4 common mistakes are and how you can easily fix them to make sure you're representing you and your brand perfectly. I'm Katie Braden, and I work with awesome people throughout financial advice to help you easily and authentically leverage video throughout your business. So be sure to subscribe to my videos, and let's make this the year of video for financial advisors. All 4 are equally important, but let's start with an easy one first, which is your framing, meaning where are you positioned in your camera? And actually, I have a question for you. Why is everyone so in love with their ceilings? I can't believe how many ceilings I've seen in virtual meetings. So remember when you'd go into a conference room and you'd go sit down in the chair and you'd think, oh, I need to adjust this a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it does the opposite of what you wanted. In a meeting, you would make sure to get up and reposition yourself. Make sure that you are seated above the table for taking notes so that the people you're meeting with can see your hand gestures. And we want to make sure to emulate that in the virtual setting. So the easiest thing you can do is tilt your camera down. Tilt your camera down and position yourself for virtual meetings generally in the center. If you're doing video recordings, we can look at off-centering, but for virtual meetings, you generally want to be in the center and you want it to feel to the other person like you're in a normal meeting. So the easiest way to think about this without diving into the rule of thirds and all of the rules around framing is to make sure you have more space below your chin than above your head. So remember when we were down here? This is not the position of expertise that you want to be presenting. You want to be seated up and positioned as the experienced professional that you are. And a quick bonus tip on framing. While you're repositioning where your camera is at, also make sure that it's right at eye level or slightly above. This will help make sure that you've got good posture and that it feels natural when you're looking at the camera. And again, remember that you're emulating what it feels like to meet in person in this virtual setting. Now let's dive into number 2. I'm going to preface this second one by stating that for so many people, virtual meetings and sitting at your computer all day can be exhausting. So we really want to make sure that you're not doing anything to add to that exhaustion, and you are doing everything you can to help make sure that your clients and prospects are fully engaged in the meeting. So what is the second one about? It's about your background. And I would so much rather see a bed in the background than those fake Zoom virtual backgrounds or the blurred backgrounds. Remember that most people are visual learners. And so having distractions like your hands and half of your head constantly disappearing makes it really hard for a lot of people to stay fully present and fully engaged in the meeting. So I appreciate that you may not want everyone to see your background, but I highly encourage you to do whatever you can to adjust your surroundings so that you are comfortable to show your background. The third part can feel a little bit tricky because most of us don't spend a lot of time listening to ourselves. And for a lot of people, the first time they hear their own voice back in a podcast or a video are totally shocked at how they sound. So most people try not to listen to their own voice, but it's actually really important that you do that. So great exercise to do is to turn on Zoom, record yourself, and change the microphone if you have a plug-in microphone, your computer microphone, and then listen back to it to hear how it sounds. Because for most computers, the built-in microphone is actually really bad. You sound like you're in a huge tunnel, it's echoey, and a lot of times, even sometimes with AirPods, that sound isn't great. So again, we want to make sure that we're coming through crystal clear and that people aren't kind of hearing echoes and other sounds around. So highly recommend that you head to Amazon, whatever your budget is, type in USB microphone and get a microphone that plugs directly into your computer. It'll make a world of difference. And on top of that, whether you get that or not, but I hope you do, download a tool called Krisp. KRISP.ai. It's this auto magical layer that adds on. So if you're one of those people, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, the dogs are barking, or there's construction going on, or a loud coworker, this overlays onto Zoom, Teams, Google Meet, whatever virtual meeting platform you use, so you don't have to worry about those background noises. So grab a USB microphone, one that plugs directly into your computer, download Krisp, and you can feel confident knowing that the only thing your clients and prospects are hearing is your voice and your message coming through. And finally, the last piece is lighting. So let's say you are in a small room and you don't have a lot of flexibility, but hopefully you do have a window. A really quick exercise to do is take the camera that you always use, whether it's your laptop camera or a webcam on top, and stand in one place in that room and record yourself on Zoom or QuickTime and just do a full 360 to see the impact of the lighting on your face. Now keep in mind, I'm using a high-end camera that you can see adjusts really well for lighting changes, but most cameras, especially built-in webcams, don't adjust that well. So again, we wanna make sure that we don't have anything detracting clients from being fully present throughout our meetings. And if you don't have a window, or it's winter time, or it gets dark early, then there are a lot of different inexpensive, easy options you can grab to add a bit of artificial light. Remember, natural light is absolutely the best and it's free, but if you don't have big, beautiful windows, which is what I use for 99% of my natural light, let's take a look at a few other lighting options. Of course, we've got a ring light, which it seems like you can pick these up absolutely anywhere, and there's some of them with a lot more power. So these can be great for a lot of people. They're super popular. Other options are, this is actually really small. It can fit in a purse. I'll link to it below. Super, super powerful. I actually use this when I'm on the go, doing interviews at conferences, traveling. It's got a full color spectrum, so you can see how bright this is, and it mounts really well on a tripod or certain larger cameras. Or if you want something really small, really portable, something like this is great as well, because it actually can just clip right onto your laptop, set it right off to the side to give yourself just a little bit of shadow so the lighting isn't totally washing out your face. And of course, if you want to go bigger, you have more space, then there are options like great LED panels. And you want to make sure you get ones, any kind of light with a color spectrum, so warm tones and cool tones to match your skin tone, other lighting you have, time of day, and a range of brightness, because different times of year, different times of day, you'll need different colors and different brightnesses. But make sure to get some kind of light just to make sure that you are the most well illuminated part of your video. Now you're ready to level up your virtual meeting game. So remember, framing, more space below your chin than above your head. Second, ditch those Zoom virtual and fake blurred backgrounds. And trust me, I've worked virtually my whole career, and I've had my office in bedrooms for the last 15 years, so I know what it's like to fit into tight spaces, to have your desk in the corner, and to have that in your background. But remember how many people are visual learners, and how many people would way rather see a bed or whatever your natural background is than have those distractions throughout the meeting. Third is that audio, so remember to grab a USB microphone, make sure you're coming through nice and clear. And fourth is lighting, ideally that really nice, natural and free window lighting, or pick up some other lights to supplement that. So if you have any questions, I would love to hear them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for all future videos.